Hey guys, Kristen here, just jumping on here to give a little MBTI disclaimer for this channel. Now, as you would have seen in one of my most recent videos, I very much talked about how I believe in using MBTI as a tool for growth. And you guys jumped on and left a lot of comments about how you've used MBTI to help better understand people, and I think that's fantastic. Please don't stop leaving me those comments. I love reading them. So that much is clear on this channel. We love MBTI. Yet today in this video, I'm here to talk about a potential danger that can present itself when utilizing MBTI, in that it has the potential to be used for discrimination or rash judgment upon others. Now, this happens when we allow ourselves to develop biases based on traits that we believe and have already decided that we don't like in other people, based on their type. So this is where I believe that MBTI can start to be used for the opposite of growth. I mean, are we growing if we take the cognitive functions of our specific type and decide that they're incompatible with the cognitive functions of another person's type, therefore not even giving ourselves a chance to understand or know that person? Even though the cognitive functions are tendencies, not behaviors, and so there's no guarantee that that person is even going to behave with the trait that you've already decided that you don't like in that specific type. No, we're kind of limiting ourselves then, and at the same time, kind of using MBTI as an excuse for doing so. When, to be honest, MBTI can't tell you who you're going to like or dislike, or who you're going to respect, or who your spouse is going to be, or who your best friend is going to be. It can't tell you the nuances of every individual's story, their upbringing, their wounds, their battles, and every other little element of how they've been nurtured. It can predict certain clashes that you might have with another type based on your cognitive functions. And this is why MBTI is so helpful, so that we can extend grace to other people when those clashes arise, because we have knowledge of the inherent cognitive tendencies that each type has. But if we draw the line there, which is, by the way, also limiting MBTI as a system, we're not allowing the beautiful side of MBTI to come out, which is understanding our inherent differences from others, our inherent blind spots that stop us from understanding others properly, or our inherent flaws, really, and therefore committing ourselves to removing the veil over those blind spots, and therefore unlocking a whole new degree of potential in terms of building relationships and having self-love. Now, the limiting side of MBTI can come out in saying something like, I don't get along with this type, full stop, or this is the reason why I don't like this type, or this type has a tendency to be this way, which I can't tolerate. Therefore, I'm not even going to give them the time of day. And I understand why people say these things, like I understand where it's coming from. There are a lot of misconceptions about how type can and should be used, and I think there are certain type cultures that feed this harmful mentality, but it's a limiting mentality. Now, I've not seen a lot of this going on in my comments. In fact, I am high-key blown away by how positive you guys have been, and again, I literally love reading your comments, and I will do so for as long as I can. But there have been a few more negative comments here and there, and also a lot of these sorts of comments in the type community in general, whether it be on YouTube or in real life. And I just wanted to make this message really clear for my channel. I do love MBTI and the understanding that it has brought to my life in terms of understanding people and understanding myself has been honestly such a blessing. At the same time, there is a fine line between using MBTI as a tool and letting it get too far to the point where you're not allowing people of a certain type to surprise you with their own growth in self-development and virtue, because you've already slapped the I don't get along with this type sticker on them. And I just want to make that clear that I very much do not encourage that. Literally for your sake. Otherwise, you're missing out on the wonderful world of self-development and discovery that MBTI has to offer. Now, I am aware that I do comedy sketches on this channel where I literally stereotype the types, but I'm hoping that it will only ever come across in a way that points to cognitive preferences of the type and suggests ways that they might act based on those cognitive preferences, rather than creating barriers between the types. My goal on this channel is to, well, the goals are threefold. Okay, fourfold. Fourfold, is that a word? First and foremost, to entertain you and make you laugh. Secondly, to help you guys understand relationships between the types and how they might play out based on those cognitive tendencies. Thirdly, to help you understand a little bit more about sensor types. And fourthly, to create a positive space wherein we can appreciate each other's differences and understand each other's unique gifts through the lens of type and elevate each other in those gifts, uplift each other. Man, I'm being such an F right now. So to sum up, no type is better than another. No type has more value than another. No career or hobby is completely off limits to you based on your type. So INFPs, if you're listening, if anyone's ever told you that you can't be the manager of a company, I say, wrong, you can. You can do whatever your heart desires. INFPs, I'm here for you. No type is off limits to you in terms of relationships, but building relationships with other types is gonna start with your self-development, your self-love, so that you can better understand and love others. So ladies and gentlemen, don't limit yourself with this system. We love this system, but don't limit yourself with it. You are a human being, just as anyone who has ever achieved anything incredible in this lifetime has been. Don't let your mind be an obstacle. You are more than your type. But typing yourself and others is still really helpful. Okay, that's enough for me. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you real soon. Bye.